All right, guys. So I'm looking at this trade idea. And we're looking at this 1 minute right now. So I'm looking at this 1 minute. You have a bearish order block here overlapping with a CISD. So we have a 4 hour fair value. We swept the 4-hour low right here. And we also have just the market in such a bullish environment here. On the weekly, the monthly, we have a monthly CISD, monthly CRT forming. Are we going to complete the CRT, or are we going to respect the CISD and CRT 50% and start to reject to move lower? That's kind of what I'm looking at right here. On the daily, are we going to close above the previous day high and continue with this bullish uptrend that we have been having? As you can see, we swept the daily low yesterday and then eventually closed above. 4-hour time frame, we have two 4-hour fair value gaps. We have one right here and then we have one right here. We can see we tapped up into the first one up there. 15-minute time frame, we have a little bearish 15-minute mitigation block here. So, honestly, the market here does seem to be more of in a market maker sell model here on the lower time frame for me, but on the 1 minute, it looks really bullish, especially making this inverse, showing the signs of flipping. On the 3 minute, if we go to the 3 minute here, it still seems a little bit more bearish, but we are moving up higher. To me, in this certain scenario, I would want to enter right here at this breaker, because it just flipped the bearish order block and formed a breaker. Now we're moving up higher. Ideal entry would be at the breaker, and then we'll have the stops at the low. So we're gonna have to maneuver to that real quick and see if we can find the entry. But I'm not too sure. Honestly, we're gonna be able to get that. So this is gonna be the trade idea right here, like that, and then we're gonna target the standard deviation targets here, which is pretty much gonna be all the way up there. So it's gonna be towards like the highs that we have been forming for pre-market. And yeah, it's not as bad as I would. We're gonna have to just wait and see if this trade idea does play out. Create the limit order, and I'm not gonna want to be risking too much. Probably around 4 contracts. I still trust my system, but I just don't know if I would want to be trying to trade this, especially with how we don't have the 15-minute confluence being inverse yet. I would prefer it to be inverse. I would prefer this to be get inverse. Form a change in the state right here, a bullish one, and then eventually come and retrace and then move up higher. I think that would be more ideal. And if we do come back down lower, I would prefer to see some form of inversion fair value up, like a CISD here form, inverse, and then we start to move up higher and respect the breaker, and then targeting, like the standard deviations and pre-market highs. So we have to wait and see if that happens. So, but if that, we just continue moving up higher, we close above here already. I just really don't see this trade happening. I gotta see us stay below, maintain our form here, and then eventually start to move back down lower. So yeah, if it's already moving up too high, there's no point of trying to enter. I have not been trading, honestly. I won't even lie to you guys. I've not been trading. I have just been AFK. I've been watching the markets. I've been slowly getting back into it. Been charting on my Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, make sure you guys go join down below. But I've been slowly charting, getting my groove back in, reviewing the notes. Honestly, if you don't trade for a while, like you're trying to get back into trading, you get, you feel that rustiness. Feel a little rusty every once in a while. Experience will always be there, like the knowledge will always be there. It's just really putting it into practice. So we have the limit order set. We're just waiting for it to come back down, retrace, and then eventually we're gonna enter the trade here. This would have to be your balanced price range right here. Again, I've been using more of ranges as of recently. I would not want to see anything go below here. I mean, we can hit the 50% equilibrium and then eventually start to bounce. Would not be against that, but anything below, like trading it below, like closing below, and like trading down here, trade's probably not gonna hit, if I'm being truly honest. Just have to wait and see if we get the entry, and then we get that 15-minute change in state. I think that would be more of like a 5-minute breaker. Here's your 8:30 opening again. This could all be your manipulation. Then we should start seeing the market move up higher, and then we got our entry. Now we have to just wait and see, honestly, see if we start to move up higher. And yeah, that's really it. So I'm just gonna have to wait for that change in state to form, honestly. See how long the wick is? Is this really worth trading? My break-even point has to be if we close above these highs. Honestly, if we close above here, I want to see a closure above, and then I'll eventually move the stops break even. Until then, I probably won't move the stops break even, and that's actually really scary how we just had that such a strong wick, and then we had news at 10. So maybe before the news, I'll move stops break even. Who knows? Because I don't want to get caught in the volatility and just like take it out for no reason. And we are trading there in a macro, so that's another thing you have to really consider. 950 to 1010. Maybe this is where we start moving up, completing the market maker model here. But yeah, it does seem a little bit more sketchy. That's kind of why we have to de-risk and just watch the market, see what happens. Maybe this is the fractal market maker model that's completed. Now we come back down, complete the lows. But over again, I'm going to keep the bias as bullish for the higher time frame, but we are inside of such a deep premium. I would have preferred to trade more inside of a deep discount, but lower time frame does look healthy. Higher time frame, not really, but it is what it is at this point. We're already in the trade. So yeah, let's just see how it plays out. All right, so we're trading below the 50% there. Not, look at the 15-minute candle. It looks horrible. Looks like we're about to just completely come back down. Disrespect the 4-hour fair value gap that we have set here, honestly. And 15-minute order block. This is kind of another thing too. You want to wait for the 15-minute confluence to form to give you that stronger confirmation for the trade idea. And this is kind of why you just don't want to be entering too early again, because market can do this, completely reject, and we're probably gonna get stopped. I think we already did get stopped out. Oh no. Completely like just ruin your trade idea if you don't have one time frame aligning. That's kind of why I do time frame alignment, because I know if one time frame isn't aligning, it can ruin everything. It can ruin the confirmation. It can ruin that sort of a strong security that you have for that trade idea. And one, like, the lower time frame isn't enough. You know, you can read the market from the lower time frame, but you're always going to want to have more confirmation backing it up to provide it as a higher confluence. So you don't want to instantly go scale down, but at this point, it is what it is at this point. It's kind of why we did lower the risk. I'm not really as angry. So risk management is important. Understanding confluences in your narrative. The news is better coming in like 4 minutes. So stop loss areas. So we're probably going to get wicked out either way. I'll probably close it before. I don't want to get caught up. Or, you know, maybe we get out before, hopefully. So I don't want the spread to like just get me out at a lower price or at an area where I wouldn't want to get out and lose more. So yeah, I took my L. Reviewing it now. Gonna have to review it. So I'm gonna watch to see what happens during the news event though. There's a 3-minute inversion here. 3-minute inversion that formed. See if we move from this to then move lower, targeting these lows. We did sweep these lows inside of the 4-hour BISI, which is nice. Honestly, I want to see if these lows get swept now. Not really swept, but like broken below and continue to the downside, because again, we're in a bearish market environment. You know, we're breaking below lows, sweeping highs, even though we never swept, we created relative equal highs. But you can count the rejection blocks as your sweep, I guess. False changes, false breakers forming. Market completely reversed, formed a market maker soul model. And then we have news in 2 minutes, so let's just wait to see what happens there. All right, guys, so we had no trade idea, no markets. Like, the markets did not form anything that you would want to see. Honestly, we've been ranging back and forth. Was a trade idea really worth it? Getting caught up in there? Probably not. News came out, moved up a little higher. Now we're just stuck inside of this 4-hour, you know, fair value gap, not really moving inside of this little range from this low to this high, not really breaking out from either direction, honestly. You know, like we're hitting equilibrium, bouncing lower, coming back up, hitting it, rejecting. Whereas the 15-minute order block getting respected, you know, the market isn't really moving in a clear direction. We're just chopping range and waiting for tomorrow. So honestly, that's what I'm gonna do, is just wait for tomorrow. Again, I'm probably gonna be charting right now in the Discord for Forex, for like Euro and all that. It's still indecisive in my opinion. I don't think we're gonna have a clear direction of where we want to go yet. From lower time frame perspective, it's not really as clear as you would want it to be. You know, I know a lot of people are probably gonna be taking these trades, 1-minute inversions, 2-minute inversions, 30-second inversions, getting chopped up inside of this range. Is it worth it? Probably not. Just wait for your one trade and that's it. So